Hi Ankush. Hi Snehil.
Two people are going to send you invite. Accept any. जो मोबाइल चालू हो वो फोन उसके चेहरे पे ले लेंगे.
Hi Yash. Rahul, Birajdar. All from eMSME. All those from eMSME here send a thumbs up. Hi Srishti. Ah, I can see the thumbs up. Hello. Who else? Who else here from eMSME? Nice. Dhruv, Snehil. I can see hands. Not thumbs up hands. Chirag, Meenu. Hello. Mm, I'm getting a message. Yeah, Ankush ji, sorry, we are not able to connect to Tanishq. Yeah, I think I'm now getting it on. Ah, we have someone here. We have someone here.
You get Tanishq on your.
I can't see the video. Tanishq, is that you?
Yeah, I am. I am also unable to see
Ah,
your video.
finally. You're not able to see my video? Even I'm not able to see your video yet. Let me just check. What about the rest of you? Can you see both of us? Yeah, now we can see, I think everybody can see both of us, right? I can see hearts going up. Guys, thumbs up if you can see both of us. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I can get the yeses. Okay, superb. Tanishq, you good with going ahead?
Yes,
We
I'm good.
can't see
I'm
each
good.
other.
I'm good. Let's go ahead.
Awesome. Awesome. Let's go ahead. Okay, Tanishq, first of all, thank you so much for your patience and time. Everybody, I'm Preeta Pereira Bajekal, your bug host from Bharat Udyog Gaurav, and I welcome you to Expert Talks. Now, the reason why we have this, eMSME works very hard to build MSMEs, and their mantra is MSME badega to desh badega. Expert Talks today brings to you an expert in designing and executing products and systems, which are two very, very important business activities for any MSME. And that is why we bring you this vertical today with Tanishq Hingad. Okay, so big hands for Tanishq Hingad. A quick introduction. Tanishq is the head of product Saarthi and institutional sales for eMSME. Tanishq Hingad comes with a background in banking and financial consulting with expertise in credit underwriting, product structuring and MSME operations for eMSME. That's not it. This is just a very basic profile. Trust me, there's much more to him. Equipped with a great understanding of various aspects of the MSME canvas, he has been one of the core members of eMSME, primarily Ajwa FinTech and now eMSME since its inception. Hats off, Tanishq. He's an expert at developing solutions that bridges gaps in the MSME ecosystem, and he's been very instrumental in contributing to eMSME's vision, which is being a one-stop shop for MSMEs. Welcome, Tanishq, and we are very, very pleased to have you. And we are just waiting to, for your side of the knowledge to come out to all of us today.
Thanks a lot, Preeta. That was a wonderful introduction. I was actually flustered. Nobody has spoken so good about me.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually just probably like half of what you do. So I wish I could go on, but we will go on while we speak to you and while we question you. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of me just asking him because I want him to come out with his side of the knowledge and expertise. So to start with, I want to know, Tanishq, in your own words, what do you foresee MSME as? Like, what is MSME for you? For some people, MSME is something, MSME is something else, MSME is something else. What is MSME for you, and what is the meaning of the letter E to MSME, which makes it eMSME? What does this whole thing mean for you?
A very good question right from the start. So, MSME, while the government defines them as micro, small, and medium enterprises, to me, they are essentially the actual bricks or the tiny units that make up this nation's entire economy. These are the self-run businesses that our families, our relatives, people in our surroundings are actually running, and these are the actual drivers of our economy. So for me, MSME means potential. If I was to put in one word, for me it would mean potential. Because if you were just to look at the numbers, currently the total GDP of India, 29% of the GDP is being contributed by MSMEs. But while I look at this number in the developed nations, like in European nations, it is as high as 60%. So MSMEs, while it might mean something to someone, for me it means potential because it has the potential to grow twofold, at least twofold. And when and why, or
Wow.
what does it mean, the letter? What does it mean with the letter E that we have added in front of MSME to come up with the brand name eMSME? So there was a vision to do a lot of good for the society by our founder. And you know, a very crucial part of this society are its growth drivers. They are the MSMEs, and to actually ease their lives, to empower them and to enable them, we added a E because E is empower, enable, everything starts from E. And obviously, the vision was to
True.
make everything digital. So, in a way, that created some sort of synergy.
Sorry, we didn't get you in the last line. Your voice was breaking, so we didn't. What did you say last?
So, just like I explained how E is empower and enable have E, also since we are a digital tool, E also, actually resonates with the digital
True.
team.
The digital side of
Yes,
eMSME. Very true.
yes, yes.
So now you have been a core member of eMSME from the time it started. Now, from where it started to where it is today. I mean, I know it's been a few years, but I'm sure you would have seen a huge amount of growth. And what is the difference between where it was when it started and today? What are the changes that you've seen in the company?
So, I guess internally we were always the same. Internally, we are still the same, still the same passionate team that started this organization, and we still have the same idea of serving MSMEs and making India grow by growing up by actually enabling the MSMEs to grow. The largest change or the biggest thing that I have observed in past few years is actually the change in the environment. India has grown so rapidly on the technological front with everything that is aligning to the Digital India initiative and the India stack coming in, all the digilockers and UPIs and everything coming in. So the market, which was there was a little knowledge or information asymmetry while we founded our organization peak in the COVID time, that is December of 2020. At that point in time, there was a lot of information asymmetry, and people were really not aware. If they were aware, they were not actually very bullish on the idea of MSME. So a lot of change has happened in the environment, And obviously, the digital penetration in India, the technological support from the government, and the overall technological advancement of our nation, that has been the biggest change, if you ask me. Now the people are aware about what
Yes,
MSMEs
I
are.
can
People are aware.
imagine. Yeah, that's so true. I know so many people, the first things, I think one of our most fun quizzes is asking the full form of MSME.
Yes,
And how many people they are actually running small companies, small medium companies, and they have no clue that they would come under a category called MSME.
yes,
So I think that itself, awareness itself is a huge, huge responsibility for someone like you and us. So, can you walk me now? I just want to get into product design specifically. You have actually designed the blueprint of MSME, eMSME Saarthi, right? Which is eMSME star product.
yes. So
Yes, so
I
that's
do you want me
brilliant. And
to?
I want to understand yeah, I just want to understand your thought process when you were designing it, and what do you think are the critical aspects of designing any blueprint for a product?
Okay, okay. It was a really fun journey designing eMSME Saarthi, and obviously it's close to my heart. What actually happened was when we decided let's work in the MSME domain and work for the betterment of MSMEs. I looked towards what the government is currently doing, and because obviously they are the biggest benefit driver in the country. So I came across that there are more than 500, 600 different sorts of benefits and schemes that the government is running. And then the challenge arises that for one single small businessman, how would he know what is there for him? And out of this plethora of information which is available across sources, how would he come to know where to reach and what to read? And if he's able to reach the exact information, how to interpret it? So this was a challenge statement that drove us into developing that filtration process, that demystification approach, and that small summaries and bites out of these government schemes, so that it could actually ease the life of an MSME and actually make them aware of what is available for them and what all types of benefits they can benefit out of. So that was the journey. It started from research, and then it actually somehow culminated into product, because the problem that we were facing while researching was what fits with whom, and what the problem solves is what the problem that the product solves is what fits with whom. And
Correct.
to
True.
answer the second part of your question, what should anyone keep in mind while designing a blueprint? I guess the most development of our product happened when we actually started reaching out to customers and reaching out to MSMEs. So what drives the actual shaping of a
Okay.
product is the customers and is the people who you are actually benefiting.
True. And now you've come up with I mean, what was your journey with the beta version of eMSME Sati product? How was that for you?
So yes, obviously there are corrections and pivots and path changes whenever you are in the journey of making a product. Uh, I personally believe that a product is like an organism. It's a living organism. It evolves every day. You learn something new every day about your surrounding, your market, and then you try to include that in your product. And with eMSME Saarthi, what happened was it is still, even after 3 years, it is still one of only of its kind and unique in India. So we had no test case scenario or benchmarking to do from anyone. So we had to learn everything from the ground and then change it. One of the largest changes that I can recall right now is earlier it was supposed to be a benefit calculator, and now it is actually a database which filters out and gives and sets up who with what. So that is one of the largest changes that I observed in the beta version and in the actual Saarthi that is currently live.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Brilliant. My God. And you would have seen so many versions of it.
yes.
And I think the economy was changing parallelly while you were building this.
So our entire research phase was during the second wave of COVID, and the entire
Yeah.
product testing and proof of concept was during the third wave, and the economy was still recovering from the pandemic shock.
True. And nobody knew where it was going to go. They had
Yes,
absolutely no clue.
yes.
So
Also,
we
also around
all
that
know
time,
that now data is, uh,
let me complete. Let me complete.
yes, tell me, Tanishq.
Around that time, now since you mentioned the state of economy, around that time there was also the startup winter. So yes, economy was really dicey at those times.
Yes, very true. Very true. So data is like the new oil for an engine like MSME, which is running on, what is research and, things like that. So what about, I mean, data and research, how has it helped you to create any of your eMSME products?
I would say rather all of the eMSME product or even the entire eMSME idea has stemmed from the data or the surveys that we did around these MSME customers and how they have few challenges which a business normally should not have. Like they have a challenge, they have limited access to formal credit, they have limited access to newer markets, they have limited access to information about themselves. So data was the one thing that shaped eMSME Saarthi. 2 weeks back, we launched eMSME Pro Se Pucho, that we launched basis the data we came across while working with Saarthi, that people actually need hand holding, suggestion and consultation. That is why we launched eMSME Pro Se Pucho. And that is, all these test cases and data and surveys, all these inputs, they are driving our future products and evolvement of the current products also.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yes, Pucho is a recent development, and I think it's a very, very interesting development. People, those who have not seen it, you must go to their website. It's instant consultation, and it's a brilliant model that they've come up with. Now, what since you have so much of an experience, and I'm sure you have done your share of mistakes and corrected them. What do you think are the most common mistakes that companies usually make when designing a product? And how do you think they can avoid such basic mistakes? What are the first few things that most companies on an average you have seen doing?
See, I am not a big person to comment on an entire industry, but in my experience, what I have learned is uh, what happens is when you are a product designer or a startup founder or any company that is going to come up with a product, it is going to be your creation. And everybody falls in love with their own creations. So what happens is they try to create and add more and add more and add more and later go to market. So it might be that what you're thinking would run and what your peers are thinking would not actually run in the market. So the best learning that I think I derived is whatever you have, however you have, first go to market and learn from the market what is going to stick. Because customer ultimately what his needs are, if your product and your customer journey is aligned with the masses or the classes that you're targeting, then and only then your product would thrive. Like I'll share a simple anecdote. eMSME Saarthi, it generates out a scheme discovery report, which is a summarized report of your government schemes that are specifically applicable to you. It earlier did not have a feature wherein you could directly send the report generated to your own WhatsApp number through the website. And when we went to market, we understood that people would wish to read this on their mobile phones and would have much ease if they had it on their WhatsApps. So we added that feature.
Very nice. Yeah. So I guess yes, you learn only by doing eventually. And yeah, the
Yes.
perfectionist, I think the perfectionist thing doesn't work. You will have to test it live, when delivering a product, coming from the product person himself. Now, eMSME is a compliance expert as well. And product launches, MSMEs have to go through various stages of compliance during product launches. What is your golden rule for such an issue, compliance during product launches?
I personally believe that every work should be given to the person who's expert in that work. So, speaking specifically of compliances, the plus point that we had at eMSME is all of our founders are chartered accountants. So they were, it was on their tips what is compliance and how is compliance and how to navigate through the compliances. But generally, what happens is nobody is, as blessed. So hence, I would recommend that, in your journey, wherever you are stuck, you should consult a professional. And, in this line only and in this direction to serve MSMEs, as I mentioned, Pro Se Pucho, there are consultations, there are experts on every domain related to finance and company compliances.
True. Keep the expert close to you
Yes, keep the
all through the
expert close.
process. Brilliant, brilliant. Now, there are so many processes. You're a process expert as well, from what I know. So, there are so many processes that companies have to implement to ensure smooth functioning. What are those 2 to 3 processes that have the maximum impact on a company?
Uh, I would answer this in a different way. While the word process resonates with standardization and following one single set of direction that has been set up by someone and has been documented down to the last detail, I would say that you should set up your own processes by exploring. So you should be ready to explore that what would stick. Like I said, a product would only to market, a process or an organization's internal structure and how the things are done, how things move around, would be done only if you're ready to explore into new projects or new processes. And another thing is these processes, they would also evolve. So you would have to keep learning continuously. Keep looking back onto what learnings you have gained from your previous experimentation and previous implementation of a particular process. And obviously, weekly tracking or periodic tracking. I'm not saying that weekly tracking is important, but a set definition or a set period of tracking, and then reconfirming what is happening, what is correct, and what is not. In itself, this is a process. So, yeah, that's
But
pretty
what
much around
do
process.
you suggest? Like management gets involved? No, what do you suggest? The management gets involved for this tracking, or you have a person dedicated to it completely?
This can all be automated. This can all be automated through dashboards, through reports. This can all be automated through data. As we earlier discussed, data is king. This can be done with a simple person who has the data and can do analysis.
Okay, so it's as simple as that, yeah.
Yes.
And now, as a business grows, of course, it keeps changing and the processes keep changing. Now, a company like eMSME would have grown from probably like a core member team of say 5, 10 people to like 30, 40, 50, and then probably to like 100, 150. You have people coming in so quickly, and the growth has been quite fast as far as I can see. So, how did eMSME scale its processes to match up to this?
I guess we did one thing that was right, and it is obviously our founders, uh, our visionary founders' inputs. We kept things process oriented. We documented all the knowledge that we gained. We strived towards making things process driven and keeping a people dependency or a singular person dependency out of picture when it came to internal processes. And obviously, looking back, always looking back is important of what you started, where you started, and keeping a track of where you are heading. So whenever you want to grow, you should have a calm head. You should know where you started and where you're going, and keep a track of what you are learning, document that, and keep training people who are going to follow you.
You there?
Yes, I'm here. Are you unable to hear me?
Yes. The last line disappeared. Yeah. The last line we couldn't hear, apart from documenting.
which having everything documented is necessary. And what happens is when you do this, the people that are going to follow you, like you mentioned, eMSME grew its headcount numbers. So it happened because eMSME also provided, just like it provides to the MSMEs a new learning opportunity and information, it also provides internally a very great learning opportunity and environment for people to grow. So documented knowledge, documented processes, and a process driven structure would help the people those follow you.
Brilliant. I think the insight is just amazing. It's really very interesting. And now one last question for you. Okay. Is there any product or process that you have implemented that you are most proud of? On a personal note, I want to know what are you most proud of, that मैंने ये किया. And I'm really proud of how it has shaped out to be.
So मैंने ये किया तो किसी भी चीज के लिए नहीं हो सकता है, बिकॉज बहुत लोगों की मेहनत लगती है कोई भी एक काम को सफल बनाने में.
बहुत
uh,
लोग, yeah. True. It's a lot of teamwork. I
it's a lot
agree.
of people. It's always an enterprise. It's always an enterprise. But yeah, if I was to
True.
say something that I'm really proud about, it would be obviously our flagship eMSME Saarthi, because I have been involved right from the blueprinting with a pen and paper to a evolved product that is out there in the market today, having more than 30,000 hits already. Uh, why is it so close to my heart? Because it, in a way, is furthering the cause of building the nation bit by bit, one MSME at a time. Because what it does is it bridges the information gap and the benefit gap currently in system. We, the internal Saarthi team, we have a motto. We call ourselves nation building team, because by disseminating the information about government schemes, we believe that we are in a way working towards nation building. We are in a way working towards upliftment of MSMEs. We are in a way working towards making India a developed nation.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Really. I think to the true nation builders, I think your flagship product, Saarthi, is really making waves. I think the numbers are just a success, this thing, but what eMSME Saarthi has done to those number of MSMEs is just absolutely amazing. You've solved a whole lot of unbelievable problems for them, something that people would not even think of. And I think hats off to you guys. So the team, cheers to the eMSME team. I think you've done a wonderful job, and these were fabulous insights from you, Tanishq. We are very glad you could join us here today. And I hope this video is seen by many MSMEs who learned from it. We have. So yes, thank you so much
So
for it.
let me just have a minute here, Pita. I want to thank you and the entire Bug team for having me here
Please.
today, and it was really wonderful for me as well speaking with you. So thanks to you as
Yes,
well.
same here, same here. You're welcome. I can see a lot of hearts and cheers and flames going up. I think we have a great crowd here. Someone loved your earphones, by the way. I must tell you that, okay? But we have a great crowd here. And thank you, everybody. You've been great guests. And let's say a big bye to Tanishq. We will see you all next month with another expert from eMSME. Okay? So everyone together with me, I hope you're shouting it aloud. eMSME's mantra is MSME बढ़ेगा
MSME
तो
बढ़ेगा,
देश
देश
बढ़ेगा.
बढ़ेगा.
Cheers to the nation building. Very good. See you all soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Signing
Thanks a lot.
off.